Hi there, and welcome back to the channel, This Garden Bliss. My name's David,
And I'm Claudia.
and we both hope that everyone had a wonderful summer in your garden, wherever you went, renting a cottage. Whatever you did, we hope everyone had a great time.
In today's video, we're going to cover the four-season garden. What we're showing you right now is the basic plans of our garden rooms. And as we slowly slip into the fall season, we would love to share with you our four-season gardens throughout all our garden rooms.
And this summer, just a few weeks ago, we bought some new deck furniture, which you just saw a moment ago, which we're thoroughly enjoying in these last warm days of autumn.
So one of the rooms is the deck. And then this is a lounge area, relaxing area. Another area that we have is our formal dining area. And now this is the open green space. It's not fenced in. We have a courtyard garden and lots of lawn surrounded by a variety of different garden beds. This is the front yard garden. And this is a four-season garden with a perennial border with many different perennials for four-season interests.
And as most of our viewers know, those rocks have actually changed from place to place, and also the grass has been a challenge. It got dug up there, as you can see. But as with anything, the grass needs maintenance as well, just like the flowers in the garden beds.
So what we've decided to do today is to take that same concept and share with you how we created the four-season garden, not just in all the beds, but in one particular area in the backyard where it's fenced in. This is another picture again where we have the front yard garden with perennials throughout the season, which includes dahlias that will take us right into the late season.
Today, we will be sharing the story of how we created a four-season garden in this garden room over 30 years ago.
Now it slowly evolved because originally it was a spring garden and just a summer garden. We had many perennials that would come up beautifully. In the spring, we had the sunlight. We had very little trees, so this was easy to just follow the storybook of plant and perennials that love the sun.
Yes, because at the time we did have lots of sun before the trees grew in.
Yeah, we had no canopy. So therefore, these Black-Eyed Susan stole the show in the middle of summer. They were the centerpiece of all the garden rooms because they had no competition. There wasn't any other perennials in the garden. So therefore, the waiting for the highlight of August was the Black-Eyed Susans.
But as the trees grew in, that created more shade and more challenges as time went on. The Black-Eyed Susans slowly did not really bloom as much. As you can see the trees in the background, creating a canopy over time.
But I wanted the challenge of adding in more interest, not just spring and summer, but also the fall. And so we decided, as the trees and the canopy grew, to limb them up, then to add in hydrangeas that will take us into the fall season. We would have the color, and that would give more interest into the garden. So a couple of things evolved. We changed the fountain into a angel fountain, a taller structure. So we added in an arbor, and so we had more interest in the garden for spring. I wanted that to be, a little bit more interest. The peony, we added in more peonies, so June would have a little bit more show, not just waiting for summer. And so
Well, you'd said moments ago that limbing up was key. As we've seen in a few videos and pictures there, that we cut down the lower hanging limbs to allow more light and air in amongst the garden beds. These trees particularly, we had to take out the lower branches just to allow more light for the garden beds. And that's a great topiary that you made there.
We're working on it.
Working on it, yeah.
But the lighting, this is a south-facing garden. It has a southern exposure. And yes, we continue to have blooms, but I didn't have the variety of plants that I wanted to create the succession of blooms from spring to summer. So I thought that adding in perennial vine onto this arbor would give me early blooms, as early as May.
At one time we had morning glories, but that was a constant takedown, tear down, and then reseed every year. The clematis defeats all that. It just grows all by itself.
Well, also you want gardening to be more easier.
Yes,
Gets
as we get
easier
older.
as you get older.
Yeah.
You want to have less maintenance. So therefore, the perennial vine that blooms at different times of the season.
Well, I did love those morning glories, but I think it was just too much trouble.
Well, we have a huge canopy now. In this picture, you see the magnolia, the chestnut tree, the oak tree that creates a canopy over the garden room, which is much needed shade, much relief. However, I found that when I planted the morning glory, it didn't bloom till much later on in the season. We're getting blooms in October.
Every year we'd be starting the morning glory by seed in the greenhouse. So that was highly susceptible to the elements.
Yeah, our zone is zone 5, and our planting starts in May 24th.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I love the morning glories, I think the clematis was a great solution to that. I've always wanted and had a desire to have a 4-season garden. Even in the winter, I wanted to have that structure, to something to look at. So therefore, the evergreens were very important in this garden room.
And then, of course, spring comes again with the peonies, the daisies, and the yarrow, first things to come up, to surround this garden that we now call the Angel Garden Room.
Now, peonies, I just have a weakness for peonies. So June is my favorite part of the spring season. I've lost count of my collection of peonies. Peonies requires a lot of sun, and this is where the limbing up of the canopy of the trees, the horse chestnut tree, the Fat Albert spruces,
And the magnolia we had to take down a few
the
branches.
magnolia, we also limbed up, removing branches so we could get our peonies blooming the way they should be in the spring. And, over the years, you learn all these things. You cannot plant your peonies too deep. They will not bloom. And so therefore, eventually after all these lessons, the garden looks like this. It has the balance of Black-eyed Susan, Rudbeckias. It has we've added in the hydrangeas.
And the obedient plant, it's a palette of color.
Right. And we've put in less morning glory. It is a double arbor, so therefore the clematis are coming, but they were young. So therefore I tried less morning glories. But the details of this garden evolved over 30 years. You add in the interest for the fall. This was missing. This is a wonderful plant. It's called the obedient plant. The hydrangeas made a difference. The dahlias, learning a little bit more about dahlias and adding them in all the garden rooms made a big difference in taking the blooming season right into October, November.
Absolutely. And then around that fountain that you might see in some of these videos, the grass was quite a bit of challenge as well, because it's the lowest point in the lawn, heavily saturated with rainwater. We overseeded a couple of times. I'm happy with it this year.
And so we were able to get our hands on some perennial mums, and that was added in to the front yard garden as well as the border. Now, today we are looking at fall in 2025, and the garden looks like this now. This is the perennial mums are blooming, and they will bloom for us right into late November till the first frost, the first heavy snowfall. This is my gem come the later part of the season, like November, when I have something blooming like this. It makes me very happy.
It's a very robust plant, the Japanese painted mums.
The Japanese painted mum was a gift from a friend, because we cannot find that in the nurseries. I've asked one nursery recently, they only provide the perennial mums in the spring. So this month we've been working at shaping up our old evergreen, limbing them up so the light and air can flow right through this garden bed now. Limbing them up is so important. They're not quite a topiary, but I have some precious plants that need the light in this garden bed. The peonies are one, the single petal peonies, the doubles, they're gonna have much more blooming power now. So I love the shade too, but these are the color palette I was looking for, and you need the sunlight to have that.
And these autumn photos are right outside our windows year after year. That's gorgeous. I just love the Canadian autumn. And with that, we're wrapping up with an evening picture from our deck with assorted electrical and solar lighting. With that, we'd like to say thank you for watching, everyone.
And we'll see you in the next video.